Been in since dev stream. I have to guess is horrible. And that's what we're gonna fix right now. When well I'm back. About time, ain't it? Does it? Sure about that?
How's that? Is that any better? Okay, I can already tell you that's better. I think it was using my camera mic. There it is. All right. Yeah, I mean, I never stopped coding. I just, my buddy was in Florida helping his brother taxi his nephews to school and back. So, because he was in Florida all by himself, you know, he's about to have a mental breakdown. He wasn't, but him and I just chilled in voice chat every day. Just we got a crap ton of game dev done. I didn't really post anything about it though, but my streaming vacation was very, very good. And I almost probably would have never come back from the streaming vacation if it wasn't for today. I told y'all that animations were the next thing I was going to stream, and I'm working on third-person animation stuff today, so I figure, why the heck not? I am doing this super stupidly. How was your vacation from my streams? I was trying to find out the right way to word that. It's been, well, actually, let's just go look at the announcements in Discord. Oh gosh, smacked my mic. April 3rd was the last time I streamed, so roughly 48 days. It's crazy. I absolutely despise Siege and refuse to play it. And I honestly have not played, I've probably not played more than like 2 hours of Destiny 2. So I've watched I wouldn't say a decent bit. I've watched quite a bit of like multiplayer Destiny 2 gameplay. Not much of the story. I have absolutely no idea what Destiny 2's story is about. But I like their animations. I mean, yeah. Oh gosh, what did I do? I didn't even finish this code. I went to go test it and it's not even finished. Yeah, unfortunately I'm like a PvP only guy, so like I love Halo's story. Perfect, my code is working exactly as intended. So like I'll play through a game's story and I'm a bit like it's not that I don't like story games, I prefer multiplayer. I like playing against my friends and with my friends, and that's actually why I like co-op stories more than just like single player. I can't play single player games. I have no free time. So I just don't have free time to play single player games, but co-op stories? Oh wait, let me get it to look at him. Yeah, co-op stories? Hell yeah, bro. Anyways, I'm trying to work on weapon switching today. It's a real pain in the butt. I mean, I have weapon switching obviously working, but I'm talking about third person. I mean, y'all saw in the updates that I got the actual like animation poses for first person and third person. Or not first person, third person, pistol and SMG. You can tell it's been a while since I've streamed. I am messing all my words up. But yeah, so now it actually looks like you're holding a pistol, and it actually looks like you're holding an SMG. And so what I would like to get working today is start getting just more third person animations, kind of like what we did for first person that one time that I believe I streamed. Maybe I didn't. Oh well. Basically, I want to what am I trying to say right now? I want to get the equip and unequip animations working for third person, because, you know, if I drag this over to this screen so you can actually see this dude, if I switch the weapons for, you see that jerking, that only happens on like sub 30 FPS, so that's not really a bug. But like you can see in third person, it doesn't play the unequip or equip animation. It just smoothly transitions to the next state, which is fine. But like I did some testing in Halo, and once my files work, yeah, the roadmap, yeah, that's kind of gone down the drain. But yeah, we were looking at a lot of old game footage. Oh, it's always fun to go back. I really actually, once this vertical slice is ready for quote-unquote public playtesting, I would love to do a video of like the history of Onyx and actually show things that like YouTube's never seen, and show things and ideas and stuff that a lot of people actually don't even know about. It would probably be a very lengthy video because I have a lot to talk about, and I love talking about this game. As you can ask a lot of my friends who will say that I never shut up about it, so I'm sorry, it's my baby. Like I was looking at Halo and how they do their equip animations. It's, yeah, shut up. It's so cheap. Like they don't have an unequipped third person. And I also looked at Halo 5. Honestly, they don't do it at all. So I think this will honestly be a huge feature if I can get it to work well. But like, the first thing I noticed is actually there's no first person unequipped for the rocket launcher. We kind of already do. It's not so much lore as like, it's kind of what you would expect from like Halo 1, where there is lore, you know, all the maps will have a description, and you know that tells you kind of where that sits in lore of like, oh, this map was, you know, made by the ancients or whatever, because that is something that currently I am wanting to have, is kind of like an ancient civilization, because what's a sci-fi game without an ancient civilization? And that is actually where all the cold crystal stuff comes from. But like, you know, for example, Pathos, our very beautifully arted map, this is like a crystal research facility, so you can see the crystals being stored in the ground, and you know there's kind of electricity going through there. And the middle area of this map, which if I pull that up, the middle area of this map, this will actually have like windows on it. This will drop down and you'll see a crystal like come up out of it, and you'll see that like start running tests and drilling into the crystals and zapping the crystals and lasering the, you know, running random various tests on it. So like that is the lore of this map, is that it's a crystal research facility. So there will be like mini lore for the maps, and there is a slightly bigger universe that, you know, we are trying to build for the campaign, if there's a campaign. Again, I'm not planning on launching with the campaign, but I am keeping a lot of the stuff in the current game in mind with a campaign. And what I would probably end up doing is, if Onyx does well, I would end up creating all the AI for the campaign, because we actually have a lot of those already planned out. I think they're going to be super fun. I would create that in kind of like a survival mode, like kind of like a Halo firefight or COD zombies. I kind of want to do like a mix of those. We also have a way to do a survival mode of sorts, which I've actually prototyped multiple times in the past, but never to the level that I wanted it to. And basically I would create that survival mode, and if that goes well, I don't know that I would release it, but if that goes well and I have the funding, I would transition all those AI things into a full length campaign, as much as I could, at least depending on the budget. But for now, multiplayer is the only thing I have a budget for. So, but y'all have not seen a lot of the updates. Like, for example, I is gonna go throw this turret down, and y'all will probably notice it sounds a lot different. So if I chuck this little turret on this. Okay, it's kind of hard to hear with the music. Ow, he's shooting me. Stupid. I want to hop on Halo 5. Who is this guy? I also don't know if you can hear it in the stream. Yeah, it's very quiet. My Unreal Engine also just froze. You see what you did, Kitty? Talked about Halo 5 and Unreal Engine freezes. This is what I get. What do you mean the old builds? Like, are you talking Gen 2 or are you talking this version? Yes, sir, we're getting a dev stream on a Wednesday. That's crazy. The fact that the audio cut out means that Unreal Engine is genuinely just kerblankered. Wow, as soon as I go to force quit it, it's like, please no. No, we haven't had ADS, and that is something I did in the last month. And I've made quite a few changes to it. There's no like shoot animation for it, and there's very minimal offsets, and I've honestly learned a lot just from this little test. I don't like the way the gun moves some of the time, but it's cool. We're gonna keep building off of it, and you can technically ADS with the SMG even though you're not supposed to. Looks kind of dumb, kind of cool though, but you're not gonna be able to ADS with it. I don't have it to where it's gun specific just because there's only 2 guns in the game. So yeah, he smacks himself with the stock. If you play in slow-mo, the gun actually goes to the left side of the screen and then pulls to the middle. I am gonna go bump the audio of the turret like whirring. Because I think it needs it. I'm gonna go bump this up to like 4 times. Just so y'all can hear it better. There you go. I also did some audio stuff, messing around with some audio settings because we're thinking about adding some dynamic audio, so like reverb will be dynamic. So, you know, based off of the size of the room you're in and the materials of the room you're in, the reverb of everything in the world will sound different. But yeah, I was messing with directional audio so it gets quieter as you look away from it. Just things like that. Kind of seeing, because I've never had audio, like actual genuine audio, so I've never really looked into those kind of things. But now that we have actual good audio, great audio in fact, it's actually like worth looking into actual audio settings. So now it also like muffles when you're on the other side of a wall and all that. So like if I go, and now you can hear it when it locks on. And it's, you know, it's cool to have it muffle on the other side of the wall, but all right, get out of here. It's cool to hear it muffle when it's on the other side of the wall, but that's kind of what I think I'm gonna use Steam Audio because it has a lot of dynamic reverb stuff, or I'm gonna code my own. Probably use Steam Audio though, because I don't know if I really want to sink that much time into dynamic audio, and I'm not an audio person, so I don't know that I would be the right person to do that. However, you're funny, kitty. Thankfully I don't. But like, I don't like how Unreal's occlusion system works for audio, because it doesn't matter how thick the wall is, how thin it is, what material it's made out of. It's just the occlusion is either on or off. So you could be standing on the other side of a piece of paper, and the audio could sound like it's coming through 6 feet of concrete. And now you might say, "Oh, Captain Cake, just don't make the occlusion settings make it sound like it's going through 6 feet of concrete." Okay. Well, if you make it sound like it's going through like a wall, just a normal standard wall with 2x4s and drywall and all that, then when you are standing on the other side of six feet of concrete, it's just going to sound like it's coming through a normal wall. Like, I want that super dynamic audio that actually reacts to the space. So if Steam Audio actually has all the things that I need it to, I'm going to do that. If not, I may end up coding a little bit of my own audio things. I might use Steam Audio just for dynamic reverb and handle occlusion stuff myself if I can. But that's way down the line. I'm not even going to worry about audio for this vertical slice, other than, you know, getting the actual sounds in and getting minor audio balancing implemented. But yeah, the turrets, not all sounds are in there. It's got like the destruction sound. So if I see, you can hear it, obviously. There's a destruction sound, there's shoot sounds, there's activation sounds when it locks onto a target. Then the gunshot sounds are different, like everything's different. It sounds so good. It's also super annoying to face off in game. But oh yeah, there's temporary thruster in. Dang, it's been a while since I've streamed. There's temporary thruster animations. The kind of idea behind the thruster pack now is you're like creating a point in space, and you're basically like grabbing that point and like using some kind of like ethereal tether to pull yourself towards it. So keep that in mind as I play this animation for you. And I'll play it in slow motion because it's easier to tell what it's doing in slow motion. Otherwise it's kind of confusing. But you kind of reach forward, grab, and pull your hand towards you. I made this animation in like 3 or 4 minutes, so it's absolutely awful. And it's different based off of, you know, if you thrust backwards, it kind of looks like you're pushing off of the point. I already know what I'm going to do to fix that. And then for side to side, you kind of just grab from that side and pull yourself towards that side. I think it'll be cool. And the reason why I'm not keeping it a thruster pack and I'm moving it to be more of this ethereal, magical tether thingamajigger is because with the way I have my animations, it's kind of the Destiny approach where it's just one animation. So like when I melee, you know, y'all have seen the melee animation for quite a few months now. It's just one melee. It's not weapon specific anymore. And that saves me animation time. Or not only does it save me animation time because I don't have to animate multiple different melee animations per weapon, I just have to make pretty much 1 or 2 melee animations. So it saves me a lot of time, and or animators if I get animators ever on the team. But in my opinion, it also leaves more room for expression, because what I can do is I can have different melee weapons that you can customize. So I don't know if you guys remember from the concept, but let me open it up real quick. But from the concept, you know, the player's gonna have this kind of little like Omni tool. It's kind of what it is inspired by from Mass Effect. So they'll kind of have this like energy blade on the wrist, also inspired by the Elites in Halo Reach and Assassin's Creed, just and the clones from, I don't know if it's the clones, but one of the Star Wars games had some kind of like wrist blade thing. So it's kind of all of those mashed into one. But, you know, already looking at this, you know, boom, we've got different variations. You can customize your shape of your melee blade, but you can also customize if you want to use a melee blade, use the tack knife, or if you just want to simply punch them in the face. Or we could have some crazy ones like brass knuckles, or an axe if you wanted to have like an axe as your melee tool. So having singular action animations for that makes that a lot cheaper. Same thing for equipment. That's why your gun just go off screen. And then grenade throws, your gun just goes off screen, plays a standard. There's only one grenade throw animation, unlike Halo, where you have to animate a grenade throw per weapon, and that gets tedious. There are ways to make it work. However, I like this system. This is cheap and simple, and it still looks good and feels good. So, oh, actually, I didn't even see if that's working. Hey, that works. Let's go. That's crazy. The gun stays in the hand. I did that. That's literally what I did while at the beginning of the stream, and I didn't even test it to see if it was working. But that's why the thruster has been changed, because the issue with the thruster pack, kind of like Halo 4 or Halo 5, is I know I can do it procedurally, but I don't think procedurally would get the level of detail and both the level of detail and the level of personality that I would want in the thruster pack animations. If I can find a way to do it, I might still switch it back to being a thruster pack, but I don't know. That also means finding out a way to put thrusters on the armor of the player. That way, when they do their thruster animations, you actually see jets pushing the player. This way, it's not necessarily anything that's on the armor. I can just kind of stick it on the bottom of the wrist, like the rest of the other abilities, so it kind of also fits that. And then it's just an animation that you see, and you see a little orb show up, which also, in my opinion, helps telegraph what's going on. If you see an orb pop up and you see the player start moving that direction, it's very intuitive to know what's going on, because you see the orb, you see the player moving that direction, you can tell what direction they're moving. To me, this way just seems a lot simpler, both animation-wise, gameplay-wise, reaction-wise. I just gotta make the animations feel better, because they suck right now. But, yeah. Also, weapon spawners are gone. We now have this cool effect when you pick up a gun. Yes, sir. We'll wait for that to despawn. And once it despawns, it'll turn blue. It takes a bit. And then boom, the weapon spawns and it drops. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yes, sir. Yeah, basically it's a mix of a couple effects, but that's going to be the new progress bar. And there are still a few updates I need to do on that, which I might do on stream today. But basically, this keeps the whole weapon pad idea of why weapon pads were so nice in Halo. But again, the issue is weapon pads kind of take away from the immersion. These simple hologram stuff doesn't really take away from the immersion, in my opinion, and it still keeps the whole progress bar by having the wireframe of the mesh get like materialized, and then once it respawns, you actually see the mesh you actually see the gun materialize into place. It won't just pop there anymore. Okay, maybe a gain of 1 is too much. Yeah, that's kind of all the big updates that I can think of. There's been a lot of little updates, a lot of bug fixing, a lot of gameplay tweaking. We've tweaked some of the damage values for the SMG and melee and stuff like that, so in order to feel a little more fair and fun. Not insanely overpowered, but I'm gonna go on a be right back screen because I have to tab over to my other screen. I don't know what's on it. Not that there's anything bad, but I don't want any personal information to get out. So I will be right back in a second. I'm still here. You just can't see what I'm doing. Anyways, we're back. Look at that. We have Blender open. What? That's crazy. Blender's now frozen. What? That's crazy. All right. Yeah, we're gonna attempt to create an equip animation. This isn't gonna work how I want it to by the end of today. I'm gonna do some off-screen mining and basically I'm gonna do some I can't think anymore, dude. I suck at these dev streams now. I'm gonna do some work off screen and kind of figure out how Unreal's control rig works, because from what I've read up on, seems control rig is really good for IK and stuff like that, because I think you can do like code into it. I've never actually looked into what Unreal's control rig is, so I genuinely couldn't tell you why or why not to use it. So but I need to look into the IK rig, because my issue is that, you know, if we have the gun down here, right? It's, you know, on the thigh, and we're like trying to grab it, then like the arm's obviously going to move down there, and you know it's going to try and grab it, equip it from the hip, but the issue is if the torso is facing a different rotation than the relative position of this gun bone, Like, yeah, you can see like that's probably where it'd end up being if we're like looking to the left or something, or if we're looking to the right, like the gun's not in the same spot. That's obviously a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'm gonna have to look into control rig to do some shut up kitty, to do some like some IK on the player. That way, no matter if the player's crouched or if they're rotated or, you know, whatever's happening, the hand will always move down to the right spot. So that's the plan. Who knows if oh boy, who knows if that'll actually work, but we'll see. For now, so this is the unequip. Let's go look at what it is in game. I mean, I could just open up my other Blender file. Okay, it is just a super quick unequip. Okay, here we go. Unequip. The unequip is 10 frames. Oh boy. So by the last frame, it needs to be here. Relatively close. I don't have the exact values like I do in Unreal, because those values are actually set up dynamically in Unreal. So you're gonna get it kind of close. Because close enough is good enough for this Gen 3 asset or Gen 2 asset. This isn't a Gen 3 asset. Yeah, that's close enough. Cool. Now we have 10 frames to go add some detail. Add an Among Us mode? Well, first off, no. Second off, no. Because you can do that with creative mode. You could just do that in the creative mode though. Sorry, my bad. I need to start using the actual name. You can do that in Atlas. Why is this IK so weird? Oh, weird. Eee. I don't even know what this playlist is. I just threw on some random no copyright synth playlist. So oh boy. Honestly, future dev streams are probably going to be like this. Just super chill. Animating with music. Roblox for the next generation? That's crazy. How did I not see that message until now? That is honestly one of the things I love about animating. I just get random things like this. Like, that's kind of not exactly the coolest screenshot, but like, I personally think that looks pretty cool. Looks like the dude's getting ready for someone to come. Wait, I'm actually curious. Why are the armor lights not glowing? There we go. Okay. Anyways, now that I'm done messing around with that screenshot. Cool. No what? See, the issue is I don't know what to do with his left hand. I mean, I think honestly that kind of like ready for action type pose, like he's kind of got his hand at kind of like at standstill, waiting for something, you know, to happen. Like I think that looks good enough. I mean, I really don't have any references for this. I don't know if Destiny does it. I don't know if any other like first person game does it. I mean, I could look at COD, but that means I have to launch COD and get somebody into a custom game with me and switch weapons and have a bunch of different weapons to switch between to get enough reference. But like, I don't really think many other games go as in depth with equip and unequip animations like this. Like, again, Halo's was super basic. Like if I relaunch this video, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Like you see, Halo's weapons kind of just go down and come back up. They just automatically switch. They don't really go to that spot on the body. And I'm starting to see the reasons why they do that, because it is a lot simpler. And sure, it looks fine just because that's what we've come to expect from first-person shooters. Like the gun just goes down, comes up. I don't want that though. I want my stuff to look good. And while I'm not an animator, I'm gonna do the mostly best that I can. So we need to duplicate this animation and call it player equip now. And pistol equip, and then we can export these and get them in engine. We swap the beginning and the ends, and we delete the intermediate keyframes. We do the same thing for the pistol. And we want to select these 2 bones. I did this very wrong. There we go. Okay. Now we just select all the bones, delete them. Grab. There we go. All right, cool. And now we can just start cleaning it up a little. Oh shoot, actually I should go look at how long the equip is, because I don't think the equip is the same length. It is not, it is 25 frames. Wow, I'm trying to cram this animation in 25 frames. Or 10 frames instead of 25. Man, what are you doing all the way up there? That's crazy. In that case, we want to do it. I think the unequips are gonna be a lot shorter, so I can actually probably keep the hand pretty much on the waist for a couple frames, which will help with one of the issues I've kind of been facing, which is if I have different equip and unequip animations for the thigh and for the back, based off of what the gun is and where it's equipping to, then it becomes an issue of, all right, well, if I'm unequipping, let's say I have like a sniper rifle and a pistol. Well, obviously the pistol goes on the hip, the sniper rifle or on the thigh. The sniper rifle goes on the back. Well, if I'm unequipping the pistol, I need to stick that on my thigh and then reach up to the back to grab the sniper rifle. And that's where the delay happens, because in first person, there is no delay. It is just... It's just immediately, as soon as the unequip finishes, it immediately starts the equip animation. But in third person, we can't really hide that because of the camera. So I have to... I think that's what this little 6 frames, so a tenth of a second thing will be for. It'll be a very quick transition, but I'm hoping that this is enough for the animation to transition. So I might do this on all the equips, as the transition period is a tenth of a second or longer, depending on what we need. And this should allow me to get that little bit of time to blend between the thigh and the back positions. So we'll try that. Cool. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll see how this looks in game. File, export, FBX. We're going to do export animations. Cool, we're gonna call this third person underscore pistol underscore, we're on what, equip right now? Yeah, equip. Yep. And then we are going to switch this from player equip to player unequip. This looks so weird when the gun doesn't have it. Unequip. I don't know if that actually affects it, but oh well. File X. Oh, we have to select the rig. Export FBX. We're going to call this unequip. Gotten my export settings a little dialed since the last time I did animation, so I've kind of got a better system now, but we'll see if that actually affects it in Unreal. Also, one of the things I didn't show y'all, which I probably should have. Well, you were here at the beginning of stream, you would have seen it. Is the third person melee animation. It kind of works, not really. It doesn't orient to the direction you're looking at. I need to figure out a good way to do that. I think I know how, but I don't know if it's going to look right, and I just haven't done the testing for it. But yeah, you can melee, you can see the knife in his hand while he melees using the exact same system that the first person knife uses. I should probably have the mesh scale up as it gets in the hand. I don't know if that's going to be something that's easy to do, but actually, yeah, it should be. I can just scale the bone in the animation. So, alrighty, ladies and gents, let's get this third person weapons, pistol, and yeah, let's do another folder for equips. Now we import files, animations, player, third person pistol. I want to import both of these as first person mesh, animated time, and that should be all we need to set up. Yes, sir. However, it's in the third person mesh, so let's apply this to the asset. He's so quick with it, like a gunslinger. This looks so stupid. It'll look so much better when it's blended, I promise you guys. Please trust me on that. I promise you it'll look so much better. Oh my. This looks... It looks so weird when it's just on repeat. Oh my. Okay. So we have these two animations in here. We have equip. Yep, that he does look like he's, I guess, equipping the weapon. Now we have to make these montages. Create animation montage. And create animation montage. Yes, sir. So next thing we have to do to get this set up is we need to go to our weapon data asset. That way we can stick this in third person. Third person animations. We need a montage and a montage. Yes, sir. We want equip. And we want another one for the unequip. Save. Compile the data asset. That way we can go into our actual weapons. Come into pistol, and we can set those up. So pistol. Third person equip. Third person pistol unequip. Yes, sir. Okay. Oh boy, we have to apply this to this one too. And then this is where the... so stupid. Not even that funny. I don't know why I'm dying. Okay, now that the data is set up, we actually have to set up the code, and that's where, oh boy, this is gonna come down to a lot of interesting code. So, very basically, we're going to, I do have an event called play animation. Yep. That's the first person, and this is third person. Okay, I remember how I have this set up. Come into our weapon data asset. And in our get montage function, we want to break this out. And then for equip and unequip, we want to set the third person montage. Right? Yeah, that's unequip and that's equip. Cool. Perfect. So now in theory, I think if my code's set up properly, it technically should work. My code is not set up properly. So that's a very good sign, because not a single one of the animations played. Maybe it's the blend times. Let's set the blend time in for this to be 0.1 seconds, because that's what this whole 1/10 of a second here is for blending. So this we want to blend in between 0.1 seconds, and then I guess blend out 0.27, 0.42, so also, not also, but 0.15. That way, you see the hand blend in, and then actually let's go with 0.2. That way the hand will blend properly here, and then as it hits this point, give or take, it'll start to blend to where our player's looking, which should, in theory, look nice, which will be great. That's also assuming I'm replicating equipping and unequipping, which I am not currently. So that's, I didn't even think about that. All right, blend out. We want it to blend for, let's say, 0.08 seconds. And then getting to the hip, let's just give it a 0.01 blend. We really do not need much there. Yeah, I'm not replicating this. That is going to be quite an issue. I wonder if this is still being called. Let's see. Print string. It is not. That is where the issue lies. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna go do some temporary code. Where's my code for weapon switching? Input. Switch weapon. Oh. I won't even be using this event once I get this built into my new animation system, which is actually, once again, one of the things that I did over the last month. I completely revamped the entire animation system and how it replicates over the network. It's just not everything is built into it. So, curious. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta do something. Alrighty. Apologies. Someone needed my attention. Playtesting for another game. And they needed to know my specs, so. Yeah. Alright, let's see if that runs. Maybe that's why. Oh. Well, yeah, that would also make sense. It's not, we're just gonna add some Boolean. I'm revamping this code anyways, but I really want to get this animation blueprint working, so. Yeah, that should work. Methinks. Just for testing. Well, it says it's playing the animation on the server. I don't see the animation though. I really don't know what Unreal 5.6 includes, so can't say that I am. I haven't looked into 5.6 at all. So really it's I don't know what to look forward to. So no. Is it now? What's new in it? Because again, I have zero clue. Oh, I see what's going on. The animations are playing, but not on the torso. Because we need to set the slot to be torso animations. Yeah. There we go. And in theory, maybe we should see something. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does look like something's happening. Again, I'm not an animator, so I'm not expecting to get these to look super great. It's weird that it's happening on the SMG too. Well, that one's only playing the pistol equip, but as soon as... This is very, very strange. This might work better. This might fix the issue that we're having. Let's see. Nope, now she's not even playing it. That's nice. This will work 100%. I guarantee it. It probably won't, but whatever. We'll see. Issue with trying to add new code into code that's going to be removed in the future. I mean, that do be working. So if we... So I have the pistol equipped now. So if we switch to the SMG, we should see the pistol go to the hip. Actually, I can play this in slow-mo, so we can actually see what's going on. We should see the pistol go to the hip, and then it'll immediately it won't be the smooth transition. It will be a smooth transition, but it won't be like an equip animation. It'll just kind of like snap to the SMG idle position. So if we swap, yep, that goes to the hip, and then yeah, you see it kind of snaps, because that's very, 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 very short blend out. And now if we switch from the SMG to the pistol, the hand in theory should snap to the pistol, and then it'll play the equip. So it doesn't quite snap, but yeah, it's because we have that smooth transitional period. So put the gun down, pop. Now we swap weapons again. It's going to be grabbing the pistol and bringing it back up to ready. Now, let's also test this. Oh. Alright, so clearly different bones should have different weights for this. Yeah. Alright, let's see this normal speed again. Now, let's go see what happens if we are holding two pistols. That's crazy! You can't even tell. It actually looks like he's unequipping it and equipping it properly. That's so cool. So, give me your pistol, kind sir. Okay, well, we can't see it as the server if we ourselves are doing the equip. So let's fix that very, very, very fast by saying if this is the not correct code, and if we are the server, and we are yeah. Yeah, we want to flip this. We aren't the server. We just always want that to be false. Yep, okay. Cool. I had to pause my brain for a second there. Weird, we still aren't seeing it. My brain hurts. Oh. That's why, because I is very stupid. We need to do it in here. There we go. This should work, I think. Okay, maybe not. Cool, so it just won't work on the server. That's fine. This just forces me to work this into my animation system, so. Morning. Look what we got working, or sort of slightly working. Not quite all the way. I do want to get the SMG. Actually, I'm gonna show it to you with the pistol. Double pistols. If we unequip. Look at that. Look at that. Do you guys also hear that chime every single time somebody sends a message in chat? Hold on, send another message. I'm gonna watch the Streamlabs desktop audio to see if that goes up. Of course. But you do hear it. Okay, that is really annoying. Notifications. Yeah, no, it doesn't happen every time. That's what's weird. And I don't know. Yeah, it's probably what it is. Just in case somebody sends a message in between. But other than the notifications panel, which I do want to see notifications and I do want to hear notifications. I don't want chat notifications. Let's see what this video says. How to get rid of it. Oh, it's on the actual notification panel. Chat box. Chat notifications turned off. There we go. Perfect. All right. Back to coding. Anyways, yeah. So, bada bing, Bada boom. It doesn't quite work on the server. That's just because it's not built into the whole animation system. But this just forces me to kind of build that stuff into the animation system. But yeah. Works for the SMG, or works for the pistol. Now we just have to pull open the SMG animation. And then mess around with some blending stuff. In theory, it should be like the torso should animate, but I feel like the head and chest, the chest bone should be like 50% affected by the animation, or at least like yaw wise, or no, yaw wise it should be the same, and then pitch wise it should be like 50% affected. I don't know if I can do that like complex of animation filtering, because like yeah, the head should not. And then this is the second issue is, yeah, if you're crouched, it should work properly if you're crouched, or even like crouched in air. Like, not that it looks bad in those cases, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. You know what, ladies and gents, I think we are going to work on the pistol shoot animation, just because we've got the pistol blend file open. I'll work on the SMGs, either the SMG animations either tomorrow or maybe after stream. But methinks that doing the pistol shoot animation would add quite a bit to third person. And again, we have to come into Unreal. Animations, first person, pistol, where's shoot? Shoot animation is 14 frames. And yeah, so basically 6 frames is when the gun should be relatively back to center. Okay, let's block this out. Boom. Gun should be right back at idle. 6 frames in. Oh, wait. This is a total of 14 frames long. Okay. 14. So let's move this here. 6 frames in. We want to basically be pointed right back at center. That's what I thought. I knew we were losing frames. Well, I think that looks good enough. File. Export. EFBX. And we're going to call this pistol underscore shoot. And then we'll do Oh boy. This disgustingly unoptimized. Not even unoptimized, it's just not clean. All right. In theory, the shoot animation on the gun itself should play now. And I can confirm that that is working. Now it's spawning 2 sets of bullet casings. So I'm gonna write that down as a thing to change. I need to do some tag work on my animation system. Alright, cool. Now... we do some more disgustingly messy code. Which I will clean up at some point. Probably. Let us see if this works. It does not. Because I never set it up. I kind of have to go into the weapons, pistol, and shoot animation. Pistol underscore shoot. There it is. Now it should work. Ew. I forgot about that bug. Don't worry about that. Weird. It is also not happening. Oh, it's probably because I was crouching, huh? Yep, that's why. All right, cool. Alrighty. I think that's a good stopping point. Pretty much have a good foundation set up. I definitely, I just turned on my back massager. That's nice. As I get more and more bug fixes, so like I'll probably get off right now, at least from streaming, and do some bug fixing and probably do a quick play test with my boy because he's in chat. You can't get away from it. We're bug testing. I know you can hear me. Not bug testing, play testing. That's what I meant. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Hey, there he is. I knew you could hear me. Yeah, we'll probably set it up in such a way that basically I'll stream and we'll do animation stuff on stream just because that's really the only things I want to stream right now. All the other stuff is very, very boring stuff that, you know, there's no community feedback, there's no, like, it's just bug fixing. There's not much to really watch there. At least with animations, you guys can give feedback and say, oh yeah, that's cool, yeah, that isn't cool, no, I don't like that, increase this time, yada yada, XYZ. So and then once we end up adding the assault rifle, which again is mostly animation stuff, it's not even really code. The code for the assault rifle is literally just enable assault rifle, set up some settings and spread and stuff for it, and bada bing bada boom, we got an assault rifle. And actually a lot of that stuff is already like set up. So yeah, like all the stuff in here for the assault rifle, all of this is already set up. So once the assault rifle's in, you know, we set up some stuff like the magazine size and spread and stuff like that, and the actual animation data for it, and that's it. The assault rifle's in. So not much code stuff to do, but we will do a ton of animation stuff. That is like one of the last few things that needs to be set up. And as we do more animations, we might even go back and rework some old ones, because like this pistol one, it's not horrible, but it's also not great. So yeah. But I think that's a good ending point for today. Got some good stuff done. We started implementing some very temporary but good code for equipping and unequipping. Tomorrow we'll get the SMG equip and unequip done. And then yeah, probably mess around with a bunch of settings for that and get the SMG shoot animation in. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else there could be that we could work on other than just the same animations we did today, but tomorrow for the SMG. And then once those are done, we'll start refining things. We'll probably do the other animation sets for crouched pistol and crouched SMG, and in-air pistol and in-air SMG and stuff like that. Because you can see right now, my dude looks like he's holding the SMG, but as soon as he crouches, it kind of breaks. You know, he doesn't quite look. He looks like he's holding the assault rifle because that's what these animations are for. Also, we fixed this with the knife, so the gun stays in the hand, even if we switch to the pistol. Pistol goes off to the side. So, yes, sir. And that's something we'll have to set up for each weapon too. So that's honestly something we could do tomorrow too. But yeah, a lot of animation work, basically. Long story short, and need to stop rambling. Long story short, we've got a lot of animation work, specifically third-person animations to work on, to make the game feel super alive and whatnot. So, yeah. On that note, I am gonna go get some food and package this so my boy and I can play and test it and give you guys some cool footage maybe for tomorrow on stream. And then I will probably see you back tomorrow. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll probably be back for a dev stream tomorrow. I want to get back in the habit of doing consistent dev streams again, now that I don't have a distraction from it. So yes sir, we'll be back in it tomorrow. So I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.